Hello, I'm YP4. This is the solution for the worksheet. So the question says we can also use algebraic approach to investigating the mean. You know how we have been finding the mean, adding all the scores and dividing by the number of scores. So if A and B are the first two terms, the mean sequence will start with the terms below. So you have a, you have a B, and then when you find the mean of the first two terms, it's this answer, half A plus half B. Explain part A of the question. Explain why the third term is half A plus half B. Now, to find the mean, we are adding the two terms and dividing by 2. That is basically, we can separate them. That's the same as A upon 2 plus B upon 2. And we can just include the 1 on the top when nothing is written, and that ends up as half A plus half B. To find the mean, first two terms, add the first two terms and divide by 2. Okay, 1B. It says predict the 7th and the 8th term in the table below and write your answers. So that's the table that's there on the screen, you can see. And I have also redrawn the table in my book. So we are going to look at some pattern. We have to, looking at the pattern, we will be able to describe. So let's look at the denominators. This is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So 8 times 2 would be 16. 16 times 2 would be 32. 32 times 2 would be 64. So we can see the denominators, we are fixed. We are done with the denominators. 64 and 64, 32 and 32. Now let's look at the pattern for the numerator. You will see the first term, the numerator of the second term will come as the first term. The numerator of the second term will come here as the first term, which is 3. The numerator of the second term, 5, will come here as 5. This is 11, will go there as 11. This is 21, will come here as 21. And this is 43, will go there as 43. We are yet to go there. So 7, only we are looking at until term 8. So 21 will go there. Now, another pattern you can see, the two numerators are added. 1 plus 1 will be equal to the denominator. 1 plus 3 is equal to the denominator. 3 plus 5 is equal to the denominator. 5 plus 11 is equal to the denominator. So once we were able to get this, 11 comes here. So 32 minus 11, we were able to get the value 21. So 21 comes there. And then these two will add to 64. So 64 minus 21, we have 43. For 21 plus 43, we have 64. Right, so we were able to get term 7 values and term 8 values on this, the missing values for those. So it's more of a logical way of looking at the pattern and not so much of the mathematical way. You can always work with the logical way. Okay, let's look at part C. It says investigate further on the algebraic approach for the mean. In your answers, you will have to describe the pattern, find one or more general rules, test your rule or rules, use correct mathematical notification, and prove, verify, and justify your rule. So I'm looking at each point at a time, and this is how I want you to be answering it. So describing the pattern. It's asking us to describe any pattern that I have already mentioned. So when we are describing, we will have to describe them in terms of what? Keep in mind, describing the patterns is always in terms of sentences and not mathematical equations. Right. So you can see my first pattern that I discovered, the denominator are double of the previous denominator, or you can rephrase with times 2. The denominator are the addition of the numerators. The two numerators were added to get the denominators, or any other pattern that you can discover, you can always tell me that. Okay. Number 2. Point number 2, it says find one or more general rules. When it says one or more, it's good to be on the safe side to find 2 or more. So I'll just stick to 2 for this one. So un is equals to 2 times un minus 1. Un is always your next term. Un minus 1 is the previous term. So 2 times the previous term. Right? That was one of my rule that I found. And I'm just using the abbreviations that's there. The denominator is equals to the addition of the two numerators, n1 plus n2, giving me the denominator. Right? Okay. So you must have used the correct mathematical notation.